Sometimes I feel like a star, but only strictly where I'm famous. I'm in this for the longest haul, like we'll see where it takes us. I'm throwing back these double shots like whiskey here is weightless. Cause this career I chose was even riskier than Vegas, yo.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Thursday night. It's the Colby Rebel Show, and oh my goodness, do I have a treat for you tonight. So make sure you buckle in for the next 50 minutes as we take off with spirit mediumship, and you may just get a reading. So get into those call lines, 310-997-4966, 310-997-4966. Cannot wait to have my guest on tonight to just share how wonderful he is with you. But before I do, let me give you a couple things that are coming up right here in the LA area, okay? So we've got the Mastering Mediumship. So this is online, actually. I don't do too many things online, but this is an online class that you can take. And it is Wednesday night, January 29th. And it's a little bit more of that intermediate level of mediumship. And we're going to dive in, and you're going to get a chance to practice. Then we've got the private mentoring. So if you're a little shy, or there's some specific things you want to work on, or you really want to take your business to the next level, this is perfect for you. It's really tailored to you, for you, and it's 4 weeks, and we have a blast, and you really get a lot out of it. And then we've got the Spirit Development Circle. This is in LA, so it's a local circle here. Again, that more intermediate, advanced, as everyone knows. And it's fun. You make friends, you meet new people. We really have a great time with it. So tonight's going to be a very special night. Now, remember, we are going to open up those call lines here at 310-997-4966. So you do want to get into those call lines. My guest tonight is so special. I randomly saw him on Facebook, and kind of, this is how energy works, right? You see something, and there's something that sparks inside of you. Like, I've got to get to know this person, or I've got to see them. There's something special about them. And that's what I noticed the second I saw him. There was just something special, something that said, hey, look a little longer. And it was lucky because he actually was doing a video. So that actually helped. And it was fun. Oh my gosh, he was doing readings, and there was a real naturalness to it, a real natural and caring and fun and very humble style. I just really enjoyed. So I reached out and said, hey, do you want to be on the show? And he said yes. So we are in for a treat tonight. So I'd love to give you a little bit of who he is. Matthew Stapley is his name. He's a Canadian medium, but really it can be seen all around the world, literally. He is a naturally gifted medium, so he actually does private sessions, so you'll be able to get a chance to book with him if you'd like to. But he also does large demonstrations like myself, and has done a ton of media. He loves talking about the paranormal, supernatural, but connecting to your loved ones in spirit as well. He's been featured over 75 times in the various North American media outlets, and he has 2 successful television series, and it really has just seen thousands of people in those one-on-ones, does the Facebook Lives, and truly is all around really fun and an amazing guy. So please put your hands together and welcome my guest, Matthew Stapley. Hi, Matthew.
Hey, Colby, how are you? Thank you for having me on.
Oh, I am so excited to have you. Thank you. Really excited. So, tell us about yourself. Tell us, you kind of were born this way. We just talked about this. We were both born this way. So isn't it weird though? So when you were little, tell me about, do you remember kind of just seeing things or feeling things? Were you
Yeah.
sure what it was or were you unsure in the beginning?
I think I was terrified, mostly, like many of us are. No, my first big experience, I was 8 years old, and my dad was traveling in Thailand, and I was in a small town where I grew up in Carleton Place, and he called to say hi to me and my mom and brother and everybody, and I ended up getting on the phone with him and saying, "Dad, what are those big teeth sitting beside you on the table?" And he was like, elephant tusks, how can you see that? How did you know they were there? And I said, oh, I can see them. And he said, well, what else can you see? And I started describing the room he was sitting in and all of that. And then I said, oh, and outside there's a fountain. And he said, no, Matthew, there's no fountain outside. And I said, Dad, I can hear it. There's a fountain. And so he said, no, there's not. I said, well, go check. And he thought, okay, well, it's weird enough. I might as well. So he went outside and he said, there's a swimming pool, but there's no fountain. And I said, Dad, no, it's on the wall with the lizard. And then he walked over to a wall that I guess had a lizard on it. And in a little pile of rocks, there was this little teensy tiny trickling brass fountain that he couldn't even hear standing beside it. And then he said, put me on the phone to your mother, please. And that was basically the first experience.
Yeah, I think it's cute. I scared my mom a few times too, and I always think it's fun. But the great thing, let me ask you, I was lucky that my family never dissuaded me, right? They didn't tell me to stop. They didn't tell me it was my imagination. I think they didn't know what to do, but at least they didn't do anything harmful. What about you? How was your family? Were they supportive?
So, yeah, they were. Well, once they figured out what was going on. But see, my family on my dad's side was like, British descent, Canadian farming family. And my mom's side was Ukrainian and French Canadian. And that's as supernatural as you can possibly get interest-wise, right? They love readings and mediums and seances and haunted houses and stuff. So, I think my mom's side of the family was like really gung-ho about it. And then my dad's side was a little bit like, what is going on here? But overall, yeah, they were supportive. My dad really stepped into a supportive role when my mom passed away because she was the one who was like super excited about it all the time. When she passed away, my dad financed a show for me and he sat in the audience. And after that, it was like he became this big fan or something. And he would talk everywhere he traveled with his work about me. And it was really cool. It is an honor. So yeah, family supportive for sure.
Yeah. Now, do you find that your mom comes to you and talks to you? Do you have chit chats?
You know what? It's weird. Okay, so this is where I get strange as a medium and maybe slightly controversial. So all of my educational background for the most part was health sciences. And so I had this natural, like, I've got to see it in a microscope to believe it mentality. And I'm very objective as a person. And so the answer is not really, but I think it's because I block it myself because, I want it to be objective. I won't even read for my friends. Like I won't read for people that I know anything about. So I think it's hard for me to be open enough for her to come forward to me directly.
Yeah, it's again, we're just so similar, I think, in a lot of ways. Being that tax manager, it needs to reconcile. My debits have to match my credit.
Yeah, totally. Like I totally get that 100%.
So I get it. Well, what's really fun, I mean, if you don't, as a medium, I can feel your mom so much around you. That's why I'm like, she must be just hanging out with him all the time.
You know what? Everybody says that to me, and it's kind of weird, but when she's come through mediums, they like shake and cry. It's like apparently she just comes with this giant energy, which is her on Earth as well.
Yeah.
So it's cool. I wish I could feel her more, for sure.
A lot of love. I just, it's a lot of love. That's for sure. Yeah. And I think totally. A lot of like excitement. Like, ooh, look what he's doing. Ooh.
Yeah, that was her for sure. She was always like that. Everywhere she went, it could be about anything. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's great. Now, with your life, how much does mediumship take of your time? Like, do you kind of have other interests and other things you do, or is it just all mediumship?
Well, first I like long walks on the beach. No, I'm just kidding. I yeah, actually, I'm a knitter and I'm a craft junkie. So I have more glitter in this house than probably anywhere else in the city. But for the most part, this is my life. I decided a long time ago that no matter what happened to me in my life, I would try to make it useful for other people. The good, the bad, the ugly, all of it. I would try to take my experiences, especially the hard ones, and make them recognizable in the lives of others. And so a long time ago, I asked Spirit, please help me to do this. Help me to take all of the challenges that I've had. Because let me tell you, being like a gay Gothic clairvoyant in a small, tiny town was kind of sketchy, right? So I asked the universe a long time ago to help me with this project, if you will. And so I get woken up at 3 a.m. with urgent Facebook messages that people need to see. I get like pulled out of the shower to write things that people need. I do my very best to help my clients as much as I can. So I think being like a workaholic and a medium at the same time mean that it's most of my life. And I'm sure you can relate to that as well.
Yeah, no, I'm a workaholic, but man, when you're so passionate about what you're doing, it's exciting. It doesn't feel like work. But I've made an effort. I have a lot of interests. I'm a good snowboarder, so I could come to Canada
Are
and
you?
snowboard.
Oh man, that would be. You'll have to do that, and you'll have to teach me how to snowboard because I got on one half a time. I think I went at 1 inch and was like, "No, I'm out.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
is
no,
scary."
it is scary, and you can get hurt, but it sure is really, really fun.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Now, with your life, you wrote an oracle deck called Lantern of the Soul. Why don't you
yeah.
tell us about this? What inspired you? What is it about? How can people use it?
Yeah, sure. So the cool thing about it, well, I say the cool thing about it, really, I feel like I'm super conceited if I say that. But the cool thing about it is actually just that it happened. Like one day I was sitting at my computer and I thought, like I do photography as a hobby and photo editing. And I thought, well, maybe I'll just try making like an oracle card, right? I'll just try to channel a message and then put some artwork on it that I could make myself on the computer. And I did. And I was like, hey, that looks kind of neat. So then I thought, well, I'll do another card. And then in 2 weeks, I had 44 of them. And yeah, it was crazy. And then I sent them to a few close people to say, what do you guys think? And they really liked it. But I think what I tried to bring to that deck, and I think what Spirit, even more than me, tried to bring to that deck, was a way for people to be able to dissect or interpret their experiences that are happening to them in their lives, right? And so if we look at our lives as a cyclical experience, we will cycle through lessons until we've mastered them, and then we can move forward and we can move on from it. The deck really helps you to pull apart what's happening in the moment so that you're able to understand what you're going through, to stop and break those cycles, right? So you can move forward on your path. It's an emotionally charged deck from what I'm told. And everyone who's bought it that's given me feedback has said that it feels like it's talking directly to them, like it was written for them. And I think that's the beautiful way that Spirit works through many of us mediums, is that we can bring that true for people.
Yeah, it's
that comfort.
truly a compliment. So they're fantastic cards. And I know that they can get them on your website, MatthewStapley.com.
Yeah, the link is there. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Now, how about we take some callers? Are you up for some
Yeah.
callers?
Oh man, are you kidding? I've been waiting for this all day.
Okay. All right. Listen, you at home, we have a lot of callers in queue. So if you are in queue, couple things here. Listen to your area code. If you've gotten through in the last few weeks, please do me a favor and hang up. Let's make it fair and square to everyone to, really give them a chance to get in. If you do get in, now you know this, I'm going to call you out on it, so just don't make me do it. No speakerphone. No speakerphone, no phone over here, no getting 4 people to listen to it. It's got to be up to your ear. Otherwise, we have such a bad connection, right? You got to remember, Like, we got spirit dancing with us and hanging out. They're messing with the lines. Then we got this. So we just need it as clear. Put those barking husbands and crying kids in the cellar for a few minutes while you're on the phone. That always helps. And just have your question ready. Remember, we're going to do kind of these quickly to try to get as many callers as we can. So if you want a loved one, let us know which loved one you want. So it just makes us easy for us to kind of get in there, tune in. And if it's a psychic question, just have that specific psychic question ready for us. And we are going to get started. Here we go. All right, how about, we got a bunch here. How about we do 336? Hey, 336, you're on the air. Who is this?
Teresa.
Hi, Teresa. How are you, honey?
Good, how are you?
Good, good. What can we do for you tonight?
So I know that Matthew can speak to animals, and I had lost my dog. It'll be a year next month.
Okay.
All right.
Matthew,
So
we
let's
got a
see what we
doggy.
Oh, works for me, man. I love animals. I have a whole story about that I could tell you later. All right, Teresa. So as I'm tuning into your energy, first thing I want to talk about just very briefly is that I see a lot of blue around you, and blue to me is healing energy. And this is something that I feel you give out as well as that you're receiving. And they're showing me red over your heart as well. And that's anxiety, stress, tension. And they're saying this has really been there since December, and not because of Christmas time or anything, just that they're saying that you've been really clearing out a lot of old emotion and things like that. And I feel as I'm stepping into your energy further and I'm asking for your dog to come forward, I am getting the most loving and empathetic dog. And I also feel really weird in my back right hip as this dog's coming in. So I'm not sure if you can understand a hip problem or something about their leg not functioning as well towards the end of their life, but I'm getting something like that. And then I'm also getting a nauseous feeling. So this would be like an end of life stuff for your dog. Their message for you is this. They're saying that you are so close to breaking free from the things that have held you back in the last 3 years. They're saying that there has been a whole really needing to learn to use your voice again, and that you've been doing that and you've been speaking up and speaking out, and they have been watching this, walking through this with you, and they're really happy about that. Also, they're saying that you need to fix or do something to the bottom of your refrigerator. That probably sounds strange.
Do you understand that, Teresa? Do you understand the bottom of the refrigerator?
Oh, that they would lick the bottom of the refrigerator?
Is there something wrong with the bottom of the refrigerator?
Yeah, they're just they're drawing my
Oh.
awareness. Yeah, either one. They're drawing my awareness to the bottom of the fridge.
Yeah, my dog Tuppy would lick the inside of the bottom of the refrigerator.
Okay, all right. So this is them then for sure. They're very much with you, Teresa. And, you know, I really do feel like you've been unloading a lot emotionally, and they're just really happy to see that you're actually giving back to yourself, allowing yourself to have those experiences of self-care. And that's what they're really happy about, because that's what they try to push you into on Earth as well.
And did you have trouble?
Yeah, we actually lost.
Go ahead, Teresa.
We actually lost 2 last year. Mm-hmm. We lost my dog in February, and then 4 months later we lost my husband's dog, and that might have been the one with the hip problem.
Yeah. What about for one of the dogs, did you have trouble? Like, I almost feel like there was either trouble letting go, or at the end of life, like almost not being there. There's a little bit of trouble with that. Does that make sense around one of the dogs?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, and this would be your dog, is that correct?
Yeah.
Like, I almost feel like you kept trying to, well, they say you kept trying to hold on. So I don't know, I guess you went through a lot of different things, trying to hold on, but I feel like you need to know you made the right decision. So was there a decision made to help that dog transition? Is that correct?
The second one, yeah.
Okay, because I feel like that was the right
decision. The first one, I don't understand how she passed away. Because she was fine the first time. What was that?
Well, she makes me feel like there was a heart attack.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so it makes me feel like it
Would
was
that make her stomach swell up?
Oh, would that make the stomach swell? Oh, he talked about the stomach, right? Matthew, didn't you talk about the stomach? Yeah,
Yes, I did.
I feel like I feel like there was fluids and then the heart, but it feels to be quick to me. The dog doesn't give me any pain, so it does. I don't believe so, right,
Yes.
Matthew? Yeah, you don't have to
I
worry
didn't
about
feel
that.
pain. No. Yeah, no, definitely not. I could take heart condition though, because it feels almost like edema from congestive heart failure.
Yeah.
So the swelling of the stomach would actually make
God.
sense. Yeah.
And wait, though, to give me the fact, I think they like to harass you.
Really?
Yeah, like they're so.
I always like want to, like, hopefully I see him or feel him, but I don't see anything or feel anything. Or
You know, I'm going to tell you why, Sweet Pea. Let me just explain why. Because you're still so much in the grieving process, right? So the grieving process is
Oh,
like
yeah.
a wet blanket or a wet rag. It's heavy, right? And so therefore, and that's okay. That's okay to be in this space, all right? But in that space, because it's heavier, it's a little bit lower vibration. So you're not necessarily recognizing that lighter, higher vibration of your baby getting through to you. So as you start to lift and feel and heal, you'll then start to see him around or feel him, or he'll give you some things that remind you of him, and it will be much, much easier for you. So I do hope that helps you. Does that help, honey?
yeah.
Okay. All right. Lots of love to you. And one last thing too, and I believe that the dogs passed away very close to one another so that they could be together, so that
Oh, yeah.
they could help one another. All right. So I just want you to know
There's
that.
life out like.
He said, "Oh, what do we got here,
Thank
Matthew?
you.
I don't know who Bailey
Do you
is,
know a
but this is going to
Bailey?
be either a person that's going to be important to you or an animal that may come into your life. But Bailey came through on the paper.
Oh, you're gonna get another dog.
No, no. Oh God, I
Yes.
still have I had my two big dogs. Now I just have my little 9-pound dog.
Well, that house needs more loving in it. You got too much love. Get out there and go get Bailey. All right. Have a good night, sweetheart. And lots of love to you.
You too. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. It's hard, Matthew, when we have pets pass away. I had two
Yeah.
huskies, and they were the most amazing things in the whole wide world. Let's take a call from 814. 814. You are on the air. Who is this?
Renee.
Hi, Renee. How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
We are good. What can we do for you tonight?
Well, I was actually on Matthew's live on Monday, and I got a message from my aunt. I had asked if I had made the right decisions for her before she had passed, and he had sent a message saying that there was an autoimmune disease in the family, and she wanted us to get tested. And I just wondered if I could get some elaboration on that. Because me and my sisters, all three of us actually, have been having some health issues, and the doctors haven't been able to figure anything out. We all think it's back issues, but nobody can find anything.
Ah, got it.
All
All right,
right.
Matthew. Well, you know Renee, so she
All
wants an
right, let's see what we got. Okay, so what I'm doing right now is I'm writing health down on my paper here, and I'm gonna just see what we got. Okay, so I'm still getting the same thing, Renee, an autoimmune issue. They are showing me that this will be found, and I really feel that it will be found at different times for all three of you. I feel like yours will be found first, and I feel like this will be in March or April. I also feel like there will be a doctor with a tanned or darker skin color that will be helping with this. It's a male physician. I also feel like he will immediately know what to do. Then I see around June, one of your other siblings finding something out as well. And the last one I feel finds out something in September, October. I don't see anything scary with this. Of course, I'm not a doctor, but I don't see anything scary with this. Whatever this is will be highly fixable, treatable, what have you. And I would say don't be stressed out about what came through with that. I feel like no matter what happens, found or not, you're going to be okay. It feels like inflammation to me. It feels like
yeah,
an inflammation response.
And what I kind of get from it, just tuning in now on
Yeah.
it, is I believe the reason it's the back, I feel like it's just because your organs, like it's something that your body doesn't have the ability to break down. That's kind of what it feels like. So, it kind of feels like once you maybe take away a certain food that, so maybe I think the three of you are going to have to work together, right? So even though it's diagnosed separately, like Matthew's saying, I think the three of you got to sit down and say, okay, what do all of us eat that's in common? And do we have any symptoms after we start eating things? Because I definitely feel like this seems to me to be a connection to something you're eating that you guys genetically don't have the capability to process. And so therefore it's hitting the organs, causing that pain, okay?
Okay.
Now go to the doctor.
And you guys are going to be
I
fine.
have
You
been,
will.
and they just keep telling us they can't find anything, and it's very frustrating.
Well, I'll
Yeah.
tell you something. I know, baby, I know how frustrating that can be. All right. I know from personal experience. Let me tell you super quick. And sometimes, like I said, it takes somebody else. Like it took my best friend and then boom, all done. So for a couple of years, I was having major pain in my side and couldn't figure it out. I gave up meat, didn't go away, and gave up dairy. Anyhow, we found out just through something I ate that it was legumes. And once I gave up black beans, pinto beans, soybeans, all legumes, golden, like unbelievable. And no doctor could figure that out. So you don't give up hope. Don't give up hope, okay? Get out there, do some work, roll up your sleeves, help one another, and you guys are going to conquer this.
I think Colby.
And I wanted to tell you, Matthew, thank you. It meant so much to me from hearing from my aunt. I never realized I could miss somebody so much until she passed in July, and hearing from her on Monday just meant the world to me. So thank you for everything you do.
Very welcome, Renee. It is my pleasure to be able to bring people through for other people. Absolutely. And she's with you. I know it. There's also another woman with her as well, an older female, that feels to me like a grandmother or a great grandmother. And when she passed away, I feel like I can't breathe when she's stepping into deep breaths. I feel like she had a lung issue or breathing problems. And I also feel like she had like a very cloudy mental space towards the end of her life. And this was a long time ago. I don't think this was a recent passing, but your aunt is with her. And I feel like they have other loved ones with them, but they're the two that are stepping forward. If your mom is still with us.
Who plays bingo? There's one of them that plays bingo.
Oh boy. Oh geez. I don't know. We've had quite a few family members pass. So I'm not quite sure who that would be, unless it would be my grandmother, her mother. I never met her. She passed the year before I was born.
Was she from a super small community? Because I see a field, so to me that usually means country. Okay, yeah. This is her, and yeah, she's coming in, and there's a really grumpy man with her that died fairly young, like middle-aged at the oldest. And he was hilarious, and people loved him, but they were also nervous around him. And he's saying he had a heart attack caused by a blockage in the artery of the heart. And so whoever he is, he's also there. Look in your family history for a man who collected stained glass or something. That's him. I feel like you're going to have to ask around about that, but I do feel that he's with this older female and your aunt, and they're in a really good place, Renee. Really, truly.
Oh, there you go, Renee. See, now you even got more love from the other side, okay?
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a beautiful night. Bye, hon.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay, here we go. We got a lot of calls, Matthew. We got to give.
Let's do it. All right.
Here we go.
Roll through them.
How about area code 704-704? You are on the air. Who is this?
Crystal.
Hi, Crystal. How are you, sweetheart?
Good, thank you.
What can we do for you tonight?
Well, I have a question about my dog, Chai. He has had a lot of health issues going on, and no vet can figure it out. And we have been spending a lot of money and getting nowhere. and he's so precious, and we just want to try to bring him some relief.
Okay. You know,
So we're hoping to get some.
Yeah, one thing I get right away, though, I think he's got some allergies or some skin stuff going on as well. And we're going to let Matthew see what else is going on with him. But have you noticed any irritation with him, or is he sensitive in his paws as well? Because there just seems to be something inflaming his system.
Okay.
Matthew, what do you got?
So immediately when I went to Chai's energy, I was immediately drawn to gut health. So I'm looking at like bacterial overgrowth in his GI system, similar to when humans get H. pylori. It's almost something like that. And that's what I get, which is why they're saying his bowel issues are so on and off. Like sometimes they're too hard, sometimes they're too soft, and there's no really telling, which I'm not sure if you can understand that, but that's what I'm seeing. And then they're also showing me that he's slowing down as well. Like there's a real sluggishness about him, but it comes and goes as well. And they're saying that this is to do with gut health, gut bacteria overgrowth. So I'm not sure if you can understand that, but that's what I get.
Yeah. So have you tried anything homeopathic with him yet?
I have done some, and I've also changed his diet.
Yeah.
And they've also put him on different meds for inflammation and things like that, but he's just not getting any relief. He has a lot of issues in his gland issues, both anal glands, and then also he's had issues. Now he has chronic issues with his salivary glands.
Yeah, I could definitely feel like this is some sort of allergy that he's dealing, or infection, like you're saying, but definitely some sort of irritation. So kind of our best advice really is to break everything down rather than trying rather than putting everything in because you don't know what's working, what's not. Maybe add in something slowly. Like if it's the food, only one food, like not even snacks, nothing. I know he's not going to like you very much. But, but
no, he wouldn't.
No.
That's a
But Buttercup is going to have to suck it up if he wants to feel better. So what I would do is get real. He is. I can see he's so cranky. He's so like a diva. He rules the house with you. But anyhow, just do that, okay? Try that. Things nice and slow, and then you're going to see what seems to work and what doesn't work. Because I almost feel like you're crossing things, that you're taking something out but you're putting something in that also agitates or irritates and kind of is multiplying the issue. Okay,
gotcha. And I found it interesting that Matthew did mention the bacteria overgrowth, because it's suspected that I too also have that going on.
Yeah. See,
and know if there's we're taking on each other's stuff, or what's going on with that.
Well, maybe what it's time to do is do a mommy doggy cleanse.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a young woman, Krista, that helps you in the fall with that. I do feel that the tiredness, the fatigue that you get, and the difficulty with waking up and the feeling unrested has to do with that. And I do see there's going to be a young woman with shoulder-length brown hair. She's fairly slim. She wears like a green shirt at the time that you meet her, and she's going to help you. And I feel like that will be late summer, early fall.
Okay, there you go. I hope that helps, honey, okay?
Oh, that helps more than you know.
All right. Well, good luck.
Thank you.
Good luck. Lots of love to the baby.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Bye.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Okay, let's do, how about 937, huh? Here we go. 937, you are on the air. Who is this?
Hi, it's Wendy.
Hi, Wendy. How are you?
I'm good.
What can we do for you tonight, honey?
Just see if maybe somebody will come through.
Well, who would you like to connect with? But I do want to caution you.
My mom.
Okay, but you seem to be really heavy in grief, so are you sure you would like us to connect? Because we need to make sure if it's very grieving, okay?
Yes.
Okay, so Matthew, she's got a... I'm laughing. Let me just tell you why I'm laughing, Wendy. Because your mom is kind of strong-willed when she wants to be, isn't she?
Oh, yeah.
Because she's like, oh no, she's gonna be fine, Colby. You keep going, honey. Matthew, her mom is in spirit. Anything that you're getting for her?
So what I did was I wrote down mom and I started underlining it and tracing over the word, the word. I feel a few different things. So when she's coming forward, she's showing up with my symbol for an apology. And that's a yellow rose. And so to me, when a spirit shows up with that, it means that they want to apologize for something. When I'm asking her, what is it that she's apologetic for? She's talking about having an emotional wall up. And I don't know if that was with you or with family in general. As loving and as strong-willed as she was, I also feel like she had this sort of tendency to push people away a little bit. I'm also really drawn to an illness that spread through the body or moved around. So something that affected more than one part of the body. Cancer can do that, or other systemic illnesses. She's showing me the number 7. So to me, that can be the 7th of a month or July, as important to her. It could be birth, death, something else of significance.
Oh, there you go.
It's your birthday. Okay.
Perfect.
And she's also showing me this huge hug that she says that she didn't really feel like she could give you on Earth because she had this sort of emotionally reserved aspect to her. Even though she was loving, she was afraid to fully open up to people sometimes. But she says that she's so proud of you, that you're pretty much just like her, but she's wanting you to open up to the people around you. Wendy, she says it's very important for you, that you've been feeling like you just can't get the words out. And she's wanting you to do that. I don't know who Karen is, but this is going to be somebody that I think isn't in your life yet, but I'm seeing like the month of June and someone named Karen entering your life. And she's saying that this woman is going to help you to overcome this anxiety that you've been feeling and the grief energy. Do you have a son or a young man that's around you who's alive?
No. I have all girls.
Okay. There's going to be a young man around you sometime in the near future. He's got dark hair. I would place him that his age would be like a son. So maybe he'll be connected with one of your girls. But I feel like he's got the similar gift to me in Colby with this mediumship ability. And you're going to feel like it's crazy that he would be giving you messages from your mother. But she wants you to know it will be her when he comes forward, whoever this is. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Can you ask her what she wants me to do with her ashes?
She's just showing me this, like whatever you want, whatever brings you peace. In my experience, they're usually pretty cool with whatever at that point. But when I ask her, I just get a huge open mind, open heart feeling. So to me, this means whatever is good for you. Yeah.
Is there
is my sister there with her?
Is there a connection to a ring that you would have from your mother as well, Wendy? Do you happen to have a ring from her?
Yes.
Okay,
I do have a ring.
Okay, because she talks about the ring. Are you wearing it now, Wendy? Is that right?
No.
Okay.
No, it's really big and beautiful, but it's a lot of diamonds and rubies, so I don't wear it too often.
I was gonna say ruby. I was gonna ask if is ruby February? Because I kept seeing red. Ruby is red, right? Ruby is July. I guess.
Ruby is July also.
Now, listen,
yeah.
Wendy. Let's give you a little lesson 101, honey. There can never be too many diamonds or rubies for a girl to wear. Okay. All right, pumpkin.
We're a gay man if we're talking about it.
I get this sense too, where your mother, yes, your sister is with your mother, but there is this feel. But your sister would have passed before your mother. Is that right? So your sister's younger, but she makes me feel like she went before your mother.
No, my sister went a year after my mother. Oh. They were pretty codependent on each other.
Okay, they were pretty close though, so the passing is pretty close. Okay, it gives me a sense though, just so you know, I know your mom kind of always took care of your sister, but she's now taking care of you, so you should know that she's around you and taking care of you. And also that sense of where, like Matthew's been saying, that stress you've been feeling, but a lot of pressure on you. And I feel like they just want you to not maybe worry so much and to know that you are doing the right thing, that you are honoring them. I feel like and you were left a little bit with a mess. Is that right? Did you have a lot to clean up?
Yeah.
Okay. Because they want to apologize for leaving it all on I almost feel like everything is left on your shoulders, and they want to apologize for leaving it all on your shoulders, baby. Okay. And I feel like, I don't know why, but your sister says she wished she had stepped up more or been able to do more. So she apologizes for not almost leaving it to you to do everything, okay? So I hope that helps, honey.
Of course, it makes a lot of sense.
Okay. Well,
Thank you.
You're welcome, sweetheart. Have a good night. Put that ring on.
Many blessings.
Yeah. Put that ring on and post it in the comments. We all want to see that gorgeous thing, okay?
Okay.
You wear it. You wear it loud and proud. And
Thank you.
You're a great mother too, she says, all right?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye, honey.
That was a great message you gave. That was beautiful.
Thanks.
Yeah, it almost made me cry. I was like, oh my God. I am wearing
Matthew.
too much eyeliner for this.
hold it together, buddy.
I know.
It is hard when someone, there's in such that grieving process, because we want to just fix it and we can't. Like, we can only do what we can do, but we got to let them go through it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. How about another one? Are you up, or how you feel?
Yeah.
Good?
Oh my God. Yeah, let's do it.
We don't even have a lot of time left. Can you even believe it?
It's crazy. I just saw that. We're flying by, man.
That's just what happens when you're having fun. Okay, here we go. 918. You are on the air. 918. Who is this?
This is Shannon.
Hi, Shannon. How are you, honey?
I'm freaking awesome. I got through.
Okay, you're done. Have a good night. No, I'm just kidding. What can we do for you tonight?
I just want to know, how many more months will I be house hunting?
Oh, girl, 3.
3?
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Sorry.
I got 4, but I'm voting for Colby. I hope she's the right one out of the two of us, because 4 would suck.
First I heard 6, and then I was like, no, that's not going to work. And I asked them, can you do it quicker? And they said 3. So that's what we got.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm really drawn to the south end. I'm drawn to the south side of whatever city or town you're in, Shannon. I'm also drawn to not on the water, but not far from water either.
Where are you?
So there could be like a river.
Shannon.
I'm right outside of Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I actually live right beside a large river, the Arkansas River, and there's a dam. I'm with my parents back at home saving money, so
there you go.
I'm in that situation. Right. But thank you guys so much.
Well, Matthew's going to tell you where you're going to find your house.
Yeah, I still see near a river. I'm drawn to the south end of that city. But to me, this river is smaller than where your parents live. So to me, this could be a canal, could be a much smaller kind of place, like smaller river. I also see a house that's mostly one level. It's small, but it's mostly one level. And all the houses on that street almost are like a pastel kind of color. And I feel really good about it. And at first, there's also some kind of an industrial area not far from what I'm seeing. So this could be like a place with a lot of businesses, could be a place with a lot of like contractor type businesses, like flooring companies, stuff like that. But I'm seeing not far from there is this industrial looking area. And I very much feel that the person who's going to provide this living space for you, I feel like they are from another country originally. And I get the feeling that it's a man, and he's very kind-hearted, very warm. I see him with whiter hair and white goatee or beard. And he's going to be somehow involved in this, finding this house. Or he may be the one who owns it or something. But you're going to do that. And I think it's in Colby's time frame. I would say 3 to 4 months.
Yeah, I know you're ready now. Like, I know I can feel it. So I was like, don't blame me. You can
Thank
do
you,
it.
guys.
You got this,
Thank
okay?
you guys so much.
You're welcome.
Yes,
You're
thank you,
welcome.
thank you.
871 might be the address as well. Or if there's an 871 anywhere that day when you're going to look at places, follow the 871.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Good luck, honey.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Thanks for calling in.
Bye.
Okay, we have time for one quick one.
All right.
So how I know everybody, I'm sorry, I know there's a million of you that definitely want to get through, but we got time for one more. How about 613?
Hey, that's my area code.
Oh, see?
Hey,
Hi there. Who is this?
this is Angie.
Hi, Angie. What can we do for you tonight?
Hi. Okay, I would really love to hear from any one of my family members that have passed, if that would be possible.
Okay.
I have lost pretty much everybody.
Yeah, you can feel them. We only, just so you know, Angie, we only have a minute or two, so we'll do the best we can. In our short
I understand.
Time.
Yeah.
Okay. I definitely feel a mother
That's okay.
figure around you. So would you understand mom being on the other side? Okay, because before I could even pass that baton over to Matthew while he's writing and connecting, mom is like, "It's me. Just tell her it's me. That's all she needs to hear from." Matthew,
Yeah, that would be her.
yeah, right. She's done. Matthew, who do you have for her?
So I don't know if you can understand a man who is a little bit younger at his time of death. So to me, this is like under 50. But I'm getting somebody coming in, but he's not standing right beside you. So to me, this means he may be more of either a distant relative or a friend of your family. But I'm getting a man. He showed me a snowmobile. And that doesn't mean that he died on the snowmobile, by the way. I just see snowmobile. So that could even be bringing us to wintertime. And he was a really big-hearted, super fun guy, loved people, life of the party when he was at a party, but every other time he was kind of like to himself or like kind of introverted. Whoever he is, I also smell beer. So to me, this means he enjoyed drinking, I guess. He comes in for you. He's also talking about the changes.
I think you're talking about my uncle.
Oh, your uncle? There you go. You get it?
I think so.
He's talking about the changes that have been happening in your family, Angie. He says that everybody has sort of had gotten really distant and now they're slowly coming back together, and he's really happy about that. Like really happy. I also feel like his passing unfolded quickly. And I'm also getting a woman coming in who comes in as older than you. So this could be a mother or a grandmother. She had an issue with her brain or the back of her brain or the back of her head. And she comes in and I'm smelling tea all of a sudden, like tea. And I feel like she always had this kitchen table where no matter what was going on, like she would make you comfortable. And while I'm sitting at this table, I'm seeing, thank you. I'm seeing, spoons on the wall or a big spoon on the wall. She's coming in with a lot of love for you.
Is that your grandmother, can I ask? Does that sound like your grandmother?
It's really hard for me because I'm not sure, because my mom was very much this way, but so was my grandmother.
See,
they were both very nurturing in
let me tell you,
food or tea or talking.
Yeah, as Matthew was talking, what I kept hearing was, no, I'm the grandmother, and the mom saying, yeah, and I'm here too, so we would do it all together. So I feel like it was all sitting around. And it's, who's got the weird sugar? Either sugar cubes, maybe a sugar cube rather than a sugar pack.
Yeah, that would be my mom.
All right, Matthew, we gotta go. Anything final you want to give her?
Yeah, the last thing that I'm getting is the name Anne is either a first name, a middle name, and the number 19. So that could be the year, could be a day of the month. Whatever this is, it's also somebody in spirit. But the biggest thing, Angie, is you are moving forward. You're not stuck. And that's a really important thing that they want you to know. And the little baby says hello from spirit as well. There's a young, maybe even unborn child that says hello from spirit as well.
So there's lots of love for you. Lots of love and lots of support, okay?
Thank you. That means a lot to me. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good night, honey.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye.
Thank
Well,
you.
Matthew, that is it. That is the end of our show, if you could even believe it.
That flew by.
I
Wow.
know. I just want to thank you so much for being here, for taking the time with us. And again, for sharing Lantern of the Soul Oracle cards. That's wonderful. Thank you for creating those. And thank you for what you do and bringing the love and healing from the other side to us. So thank you.
Likewise, Colby, it was I was super nervous coming on here with you, but you have such a loving vibe, and watching you help people is huge inspiration to me. I think what you did for the people that called in and who called in on the other shows that you've done, I think what you do is something very special, and that you've created this sort of community. It is amazing. And so I thank you for having me on, but also for the work that you do. And please keep doing it, because I think there's a lot of us who look up to you.
Well, thank you. Thanks so much. And thanks for being here tonight. Thank you, everybody who called in. We are so sorry if we didn't get to your call tonight. We do hope you enjoyed the loving messages and healing that those who did get through received, and that just getting a chance to meet Matthew. Remember to follow him on Facebook. His website is MatthewStapley.com. He's on Instagram as well. What are your handles on Facebook and Instagram, Matthew?
So they are Canadian Psychic for all social media. So Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, at Canadian Psychic.
Perfect. Well, I don't know if it matters, but I really do only use maple syrup.
I hope so, because that other stuff is so sketchy, Colby.
It's
Real
terrible.
maple syrup is the only way, man. It's the only way. Yeah,
Well, thank you
the only
again, and we will catch up, and I'll have you back on. Thank you, Matthew.
Anytime. Thank you.
All right. Bye, everybody. Have a great night.
Thank you for listening to the Colby Rebel Show. Be sure to follow Colby on social media at Psychic Rebel. And if you've enjoyed this podcast, please head on over to iTunes to leave a review to help Colby grow the tribe. Colby is an international psychic medium, teacher, best-selling author, and speaker. She is a master teacher of the Lisa Williams International School of Spiritual Development and is the owner of the Colby Rebel Spirit Center in Los Angeles. Visit ColbyRebel.com.